I got into Spartan Racing actually.
Oh, cool.
That was my first organized race as an adult, which was in my 30s, like just a few years ago.
Welcome to the Shift Work Athlete Podcast. We connect with shift workers conquering life challenges and chasing big fitness goals. The goal of this podcast is to inspire and motivate our shift work community to stay fit and stay healthy with such a unique lifestyle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shift Work Athlete Podcast. My name is Spencer Barlow, the Shift Work Athlete. Today, I have Vincent Kuber joining me today, based out of Hamilton, Ontario. He is a run and mobility coach working at Zelf Fitness facility and also runs the Steel Town Athletic Club here in Hamilton. Vince, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello. I'm Vince Kuber, aka Coach Vince or Coach Vinny or Coach Vincent.
Many nicknames.
Yeah. But the coach is always in front of it, of course, right?
Of course.
And I'm a Zelf gym manager for the Ottawa Street location, and also when I'm not doing that, I'm now basically managing the Stack, which is Steel Town Athletic Club. It's easier to say Stack.
Stack, yeah.
Yeah, and we have between 4 to 6 run options per week, from 5K, intro options to 10 to 21K fun runs, which I think you experienced yourself there, Spencer.
Yeah, I think I've been to 5 of them now, and you know what, bro? I'm telling you right now, Vince, it is a part of my weekly schedule to make sure that I'm getting out. Like, it's just, the community that you have brought together there is so fun, and everybody just wants to have a good time. And if you want to be a little bit competitive, we have the 1 or 2 people that have that mindset, or if you just want to hang out in the pack and just kind of chill and coast, then you also have a group for that as well. But we'll dig into a bit about that later on. So Vince, tell me about your journey getting into the health and fitness world. What led you to start taking up fitness as a career?
Yeah, so I used to be in the automotive industry basically since I was, like, let's say 14, 15. Selling car parts at Part Source and Canadian Tire Parts, and building cars and trucks and all that stuff, right? So,
oh wow.
And then adulthood came, and I got into managing tire shops. So basically working 7 a.m. to like 9 p.m. During the winter rush, and then the same thing in the summer rush. So you sort of block out 2 to 3 months a year. 6 months of your life total, right, of a year, just of physical hard labor and mental strain, right?
Yeah.
And I just got good at it, and just worked hard at it and just got good at it, and got into managing roles, and progressed to a couple of different tire companies. But the same thing, it was me driving out to Toronto as well, right? So waking up like 5:30, getting ready, need to be on the highway before 7 a.m. because 7:01 is a different world.
Right in the traffic right away, no matter what time I feel in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. And on the way home is always like in rush hour, or it was just draining, right? And you lose, I lost like 2 to 3 hours per day just sitting in my truck, every day. And time away from kids, and just energy and doing my own thing, But anyways, just sort of kind of stayed in Mississauga because that's where the work kept leading me, better opportunities, and then just got to a point where it's all my hard work and all that time was benefiting obviously other people, because I was just in sales, right? I was selling commercial truck tires, like the big tractor trailer tires. I had a sales truck. I was loading and unloading about 30 to 50 tires myself on my own truck.
Wow.
Selling.
Wow.
Buying, selling, all that stuff, right? And doing checks and fleets and stuff with trucking companies. So it was it wasn't just like walking around in dress pants selling tires and having delivered. It was hard labor too for
Yeah, sounds like
you
it.
know, for sales anyways.
Mm.
But it got to a point where I felt like at my age, I've put in enough time and labor to equivalent, like I should be retired or close, like 5 to 10 years away from retiring. The amount of
Right.
effort I put in, but the amount
Mm.
of the amount of ROI on that, like, why am I just at a living expense still?
Right. Yeah.
Well, you
Literally
know,
destroying yourself sitting for long durations. And then,
yeah.
it sounds like you're a one-man team as well, Vince, having to lug all those tires around. And I mean, I don't know what the demand is on tires. I'm sure they're high. I mean, there's trucks on the road 24/7, right? So I'm sure you made your sales, but at the end of the day, yeah, your health and time and commitment to your family and stuff like that, like, weighing out the pros and cons. It's
Yeah,
hard.
there's a lot of times, like a lot of time spent sitting in. You know, it was a nice truck and all, but like it was only nice for so long until you sit in it for too long, right? Like,
Yeah.
but like you're always in traffic. I'm in traffic because, I have to go to the warehouse, grab a rush order, then drive it to like, King City or Vaughan,
Oh, wow.
or like,
Yeah.
1.5 hours, and then, oh, gotta go pick up the kid in Toronto. Oh, then I gotta get home. Like, it's just like so much, and that's just like one day, right?
Yeah. When do you find the time for yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we got to a point where it's just like, then I got into Spartan Racing, actually.
Oh, cool.
That was my first organized race as an adult, which was like in my 30s, like just a few years ago.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, my buddy messaged me and said, "Hey, this is happening. We'll just do the chill 5K. Like, it's not chill, but like, we'll do the 5K because that's the easiest one. It's
Right.
like 6 months away. We'll train for it." I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Yeah, like I need to do something at that point in my life just to like a kick in the butt." I'm like, okay, yeah, let's sign up. Whatever. It's like 60, $70, whatever it was, and then I didn't train for it. So I just went.
Okay.
And
Just jumped in the fire.
Yeah, yeah, and it, like, I finished it. Didn't finish good placing or anything. Wasn't going to be competitive, but it woke me up. It was just like, wow, I just did that. Like, that was real. Like, and there's also people that did it, twice as fast as me, or like 3 times as fast as me.
Right.
Like, there's like, and then the environment was pretty cool because even though it was a race, everyone's friends with everyone. You know what I mean? And there's no like tier of like, I'm a elite runner, and then I'm like a journeyman runner. Like, you can't tell these people apart. Like, it's just
Right.
the community is pretty strong, and I'm like, I like that. That's pretty cool. And then I started training for it. So the next year, so that year we went for the trifecta, and
Okay.
so every single time, it was just an ass kicking because I just was anteing it up. But it was also my first time trying it, right? So I did the 10K super and then the 21K beast.
Nice.
And then that year, the Worlds were happening in Blue Mountain, and that was in October. So we signed up for that as journeyman, right? And finished like, I don't know, like 114th in the, like, for the world competitors for journeyman. But it was like, everyone talks about it till this day. It was just a crap day. It was like freezing rain, night.
Oh, wow.
Obstacles were like wet snow and ice on obstacles, and like, anyways,
This is the 24-hour one?
no, this was just like I think it was like 15K or something, or 10K.
Oh, okay.
But it was just
Wow.
turned to like a challenging terrain because it was just mud and just freezing rain, and no one was dressed. And how can you dress for that? Once you're wet, you're wet.
Once you're wet, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But anyways, yeah. So then it evolved into me, because people don't realize when you start running or trail running or doing a Spartan race, you're a runner. That's a sport. You are an athlete at that point. Whether you run one day a week, 5, 6 days a week, or run 1, walk 3, doesn't matter, you are a runner. That's a sport, you are an athlete. And then I got into, with all that crazy work time in sales, I was able to get into CrossFit because that was the closest thing to train for Spartan races that I could find locally.
Yep.
And at that point, I wasn't into training, like being a trainer myself or getting into it or anything. I was just like, I just didn't want to get better at Spartan races. So I can run, and then I'll just do CrossFit. So I did CrossFit for like 7-8 months, and it just, that's obviously strength training, and like it's like a HIIT workout basically, right? And then like with the running parts, I did great, of course, right? But then everything else I sucked at, or like, you know, my weights were like always like even below like the, like how they classified as like, you know, women's, right? I'm like, oh, whatever,
right.
Like it's what I can do. I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, the space was cool to like just like, yeah, whatever, like just do the reps, like just get it done, like, and that's what you can do. That's, you know, whatever, right? Anyways, it taught me about strength and endurance training, which was sort of a unique thing that not really anyone offered. And that's something that also not is desired by everyone as well. It's not your general, like, you know, we're going to use our dumbbells and kettlebells and like we're going to do some body weight movements. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's part of training. That's part of personal training. But I want to do something different. Like, I need to, like, I want to take this and build it out into something. So as I get better at being an athlete, I'm going to become better at becoming a trainer.
Right.
All right, sort of go hand in hand. So then I started Stack Training, which was my personal training gig, and I didn't want to work for anybody because that was sort of my I was just done hopping around working for everyone and making them the sales, you know, goals, and, you know, me just living the regular life. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do this myself.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I just need to get, like, you know, I forget the numbers I ran, but I bought a Ford Flex. I bought a whole bunch of functional fitness equipment, right? So I was just gonna set up shop, like either mobile, like to your home, or to, if you want to do like a group class of like a Spartan, because I was Spartan SGX trainer as well. So I was I was gonna do Spartan training in the trails with, like, you know, with equipment as well, like, so we'd all carry out equipment and
Smart.
do like and then, but the first things first, like, I can't, these are all great ideas, but nobody knows me at all in the fitness industry. I don't know anyone in the fitness industry. I just have all these big ideas. I'm like, I need to get to know the community first.
Right.
I need to, because in sales, I never sold a product. I sold my trust, my relationship, like if I don't oversell and under deliver, you know what I mean? I don't oversell, under deliver. If it's realistic, hey, yeah, like it's, yeah, you know, I recommend these, but this is what I have in stock, but if you want to wait, you know, I recommend these, but if you need something right now, you know, like I would just be straight up. Wouldn't be like, you know, these are the best, like, you know, this is what I got.
Right. And honesty is so important.
Yeah, and people appreciate that, right? And so, like, that made me into, so I took attributes of communication from all those years in all that hustle bustle sales industry, and took the reasons why I was able to be a good communicator and listener, and used it to help build those connections. So what I did, I laid out 4 to 5 run options throughout Hamilton. I think Monday nights was Wentworth Stairs. So I did intervals for basically like 45 minutes to an hour up and down Wentworth Stairs with people. So and then there was like 5K options and like a couple of 10K trail options as well. So ideally, you know, new guy, I'm just, you know, even like social media wise starting out, right? Like, it's just like I'm the one liking, necessarily starting following other people, and like they're like, who's this person, like, and then I start offering runs, like group runs, like, okay, this, and this is at nighttime, so this is like November, December, right? Like this is all before lockdown started. Like fall, like let's say October. But then I linked up with, so it's like nobody showed up, like it was just me.
Okay.
I still did the workout. So like for
that's
a couple,
amazing.
Yeah, like I did it. I posted pictures of it. Like it was a great time. Like you guys missed out. But,
yeah, exactly.
Right, and then through connections of friends, I got linked up with a couple of local trail runners who are also solid community people that people admire and trust and look up to in the local area for running, and also they're ultra runners as well. And we met up one on one, so like we can get to know each other because our friends linking us up, and they're like, yeah, you know what, I like what you're trying to do, like, and be inclusive is the other thing too, right? Because going to the gym is not for everyone as well. So here's my aspect of it, was to bring fitness but also bring enjoyment using the outdoors. Right. You may carry a sandbag up and down a hill a couple of times, but hey, that's part of the workout.
That's right. And it's something different that they're never thought of doing or incorporating into, right, Vincent? Like, I love it how, you talk about people that just run, once a week or twice a week, that you're an athlete, right? So, trying to do different things to make yourself a better athlete. Like you said, you got into CrossFit, which is amazing to help you be better with Spartan. And one thing I love about CrossFit, you're always getting prepared for the unknown. So just to relate to that, I did CrossFit as well for 2 years. I got competitive into it, and I was a natural runner. That was my first sport growing up. And yeah, like I was just like you, I would get into the run stuff, kill it, but my weights and some of the skill stuff I sucked at. But over time, the more you get into something, the better you become, right? And it's the consistency and the commitment to it, right? It's beautiful though how you took these life experiences and you saw that there's a need for strength and running. Compare the two. Now you look at hybrid athletes. It's kind of like the new trend now. Everybody's a hybrid athlete, and that's something that I was already doing just naturally, just without really thinking about it. But I love it now that you are really trying to promote that and build the community around the importance between strength training and running, and just how you have to build those relationships as well to establish the community that you are trying to build still, right? And the fact that you're able to take your past experience with sales is beautiful, because you would never, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm in sales, I can't get into the fitness world, but everything is so like relatable, and you could definitely take those skills and share it into becoming a coach or building that community. So that's amazing. So you started to build these friendships, and then what was the next step? How did it start to blow up?
Yeah, so then they went around and when they go out running with their existing groups and sort of put the word out, like, yeah, this guy's pretty cool guy. He's got good initiative. He's got good goals. Like he's gonna make things happen, right? And then slowly 2 people started showing up. Also naturally, just from people following, and just like sort of watching, right? Which they've told me, like, hey, I've just been watching you for like a month or 2 just to see like how things go, and just been wanting to come, just waiting. I'm like, oh, cool, that's good, because I just kept posting pictures still, right? Even though it was just me. But then 2 people, then 4 people, then 6, and then we're trail running on ice and snow and everything, right? And like that was like a unique thing to do and try for people, right? And also like racers to continue running with even like for whether it's like your medium day or your recovery day, it's like a 10K option, or if you want to add more, there's always always like that extra a 10-11K option that we throw in there. So then lockdown happened, and all of that just sort of stopped, where we got up to like 10-15 people coming out to run, right, which was a crazy amount at that time. And then every time we reopened out of lockdown, whatever limits were, we followed those limits. So it's like 10 people or 25 people. Like we're always like in small groups of 10 because everyone started doing their own thing as well, right? And having their own routines. So during like the 3-4 lockdowns periods, we're only like 5 to 10 because everyone's again doing their own lockdown routines with their own like isolated buddies or like solo, right? But then this summer, when July came, like when people are getting vaccinations and there's more promise to gatherings, which was obviously this time, we start out with, I think, like close to 30. The first day return was pretty cool. And yeah, I manage the entire stack back end myself right now, which I'm gonna probably put out a request for assistance because it's getting pretty wild, just to manage it all.
Yeah, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, but yeah, luckily now I have multiple run pack leads who know the trails and who are good, personal, inclusive folks. But yeah, now we're up to like 30 to 40 on average on a Sunday, and during the week it's all evenings at around 6:30 that we offer runs, from Monday to Friday basically. Saturday's off. No one offered to do a Saturday, so that's the only reason why. But sometimes we do pop-ups. But yeah, I try to focus funneling the runners to our Facebook group where whenever there is a run posted, you will get a notification right away, and also you can just sign up. All the details are there, right? You know what to expect, or if you don't, you post up your questions or like your concerns, and then we'll answer it, right? Yeah, right now we've built that community up to almost 400 active people in rotating, but like within that group as total.
It is actually quite active. I love it when I get those notifications of runs coming up, or whenever you guys are building connection with like a race or something like that. And like I get FOMO, and I'm not one for getting FOMO. I've been on social media for so long, and seeing everybody go and do, what was it, Sticks and Stones last weekend. I was like, oh, I wish I could go. It was already sold out. And then you have the Beaver Tail coming up. But no, it is beautiful to see everybody cheer each other on, and everybody's included no matter what your level of fitness is, which is really nice to see. And I think for you, Vince, seeing 40 people show up on a Sunday from something you have built must be absolutely mind-blowing, right? And it just comes down to the energy that is always there, that everybody is supporting one another no matter who you are. And just being there one time, I was like, I cannot wait to come back.
And you came out for a night run with Alexi as well, and that's like a wild experience too.
And that was the first time I've ever done a night run, to be honest. So I'm happy I brought my headlamp. That was a good time. Actually, it's funny. I've had him on Strava for years, right? But I have crossed his path once or twice, but I don't think he recognized it was me. I'm just really good with faces, and I would always wave and say hi, but the kid's so in the zone, you know what I mean? He is a fast runner, and that night I already did 21K in the morning, and then I came out to do the run with, how do you pronounce the name? Alexi? Alex. So he's like, come on, let's go. We're running up this hill. I'm like, man, I wish I was like fresh right now because I'd be right there with you, but I can't keep up. He's he's super motivational, and he's a great coach, man. Like, honestly, and so is Martin and V. Like, dude. Great group of people, honestly.
No, exactly, and that's and Vinny has another Vince in the group as well, who's a trail
that's right,
master, right?
That's right, yes.
And who they've all helped me with the spread of, because when I started, I used to do the 4 to 5 nights of hosting myself, but now I have these people. I usually come out Sundays because the oldest has D1 basketball now, and like I have. At this point now, with work, we got training and all all the government mandates that we got to follow to stay open. I got to,
Right.
handle all that. But yeah, luckily I have a good solid team of pack leads to support, and they're building relationships too. Like it's and building their own small communities and friendships as well, which is great to see as well, right? From stepping back a little bit and managing it, and yeah, like. And the things that people don't realize, when you come out on a regular basis with us, whether it's 2 nights or 4 nights a week, right, or 5, right, and you go to a race, that is nothing. Like what we do for fun on a Sunday is what people sometimes have to do to work up to train for a race, and we do it for fun. And that's what
Right.
and I don't say that out loud to people who are new to trail running, or more or less sort of, I don't want to spike that vibe of that energy that we have on our trail runs, on those Sunday runs, just happy, like just whatever the weather terrain gives us, we're always like laughing and like just crushing it, right? But like it's a challenging workout. People
Oh
don't
yeah.
realize that. Like, but we create that environment where if there's 10 people or 50 people that showed up, like, I think one time, um, we break it up into groups we call pace packs, right? So whatever pace you're comfortable with, there's going to be at least a run buddy of like 5 to 10, and there's one person that's in charge of that pack to make sure that you're in between, or like at least you're looking up ahead at the next pack, or you know where you're going at least, right? That way
Yeah.
there, it's a safe experience for new runners, or even myself. Like I get lost all the time. Like I spoil myself with GPS. I never remember the physical routes, right? But
Right. Yeah.
but for someone who's new to trail running, you don't want to leave that on their mind. That's stressful. That takes away
Yeah.
from the fun, right?
Exactly.
So we realize that what we're doing, it invites people to have that fun experience and takes away the stress because we just handle it ourselves for them, right?
Right.
And give and find nice routes, and we did tons of waterfalls in the summertime and good cooling stations. And now with the fall, with the leaves, like the terrain and the atmosphere, everything's gonna change. So we'll take them back to where we were in the summertime, and it's gonna be a whole new ball game. Winter, same thing, because we run all year round. So
Which
one of
is
those-
amazing. I'm excited
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. So like we get the spikes on the shoes, gloves, everything, the gear, and we don't remove distance. We still do 10Ks. We still do 21Ks. But that's what separates us. Is if we didn't offer it, it wouldn't be happening, right? And people wouldn't be getting that opportunity. And it's funny because what it's turned into now, I think after 3 years of doing this, is what I initially tried to do to set up a gym of my own, offering this style of training where it's strength and endurance. And now I'm offering it free to the community, because now I manage a gym for Zelf, and that's that requires 30 or 40 hours of my day right there. So
Can we talk about that? How did the relationship with you and Damian come about? Like I used to work for Damian. I'm pretty sure he
cool.
was one of the I think either he was the first gym that I started working for.
Okay.
When I first started becoming a personal trainer, and
Yeah.
phenomenal dude. Like he is a
Yeah.
wealth of knowledge, and he's continuously sharpening that skill. Like if there's anybody that I need to go to for information,
yeah.
Damian's the first one that comes to mind, hands down.
Yeah, he's like, this is not a cookie cutter fitness model, like for everyone to follow. Like it's
No.
very unique. Like he's very knowledgeable in what he puts together for people. It gives them the knowledge, not just the physical appearance, or it's a mental piece as well too, right?
Yep.
And that's the whole difference. And I constantly hear people like who've done the foundations program, like members, tell me about that too. Like I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's great that it's more than just a fitness program for you, right?
Right.
Yeah. So after the first lockdown, so stack training just went on pause. I tried to do online things like just everyone else. Like, oh no, how do you do this online fitness stuff?
Right.
You devour like 8-10 hours on making these bloody videos, these exercise videos.
I hear you, bro. I'm actually going there right now. Psychologically, it's something that I'm potentially doing on the side myself. When you're trying to transition to video stuff, there's so much information out there, and there's so many ways of doing it. So, sorry, please continue.
No. You feel what I'm talking about.
I hear you. I hear you.
That hit a string there for you.
Yeah, it did, because it's like I said, it's something I'm currently working on as we speak. So, so much.
No, I think I tried that for like the first month of the lockdown, or like a do-it-yourself like challenge, like do this trail, do that trail, But there's like a couple of bites of just like it's cool that it helped out a couple of people, but it wasn't what I was looking to do. Was to start my fitness facility, right? So then I just went quiet. Then I just, like, on social media, I think I just transferred my energy into just running almost every day in Dundas Valley or Red Hill Valley, Shadoke. But I ran constantly. I think I ran, like, for fun, 10Ks, like half marathons weekly.
Beautiful.
Just solo, just went out, like, can't do anything, so make sure life's in order and go out for a run. So I did that like almost every day, and then realized that trail running gave me that mind space to think more clear. As it puts you into a meditative state where there's rocks, there's elevation, there's roots, things that you can trip and hurt yourself, but then at the same time you're able to think so clearly, right? That's when you're in a meditative state where you can handle the exterior physical stuff, but also you're in a deep mind state where you're able to process things more transparent, without the distractions of like road running, for example, cars, people, like just craziness, right? And that's when I started to think to myself, okay, what do I gotta do? Like, thinking about like the next year plan or like 5 years plan, like what's this lockdown stuff? Like, I don't know what's going on here, right? But then in August, Zelf put out they were looking for a personal trainer. I applied, interviewed, and like I didn't have, because I was starting out, I didn't have personal training experience, and Damian, like his trainers are pretty like on the higher level of things, right, experience wise, but he did notice the 20 years of corporate management experience that I've had, basically, right? So
beautiful.
And what had happened was 2 weeks prior to the first lockdown, they acquired the Zelf gym on Ottawa Street, and then they went into lockdown.
Right.
So for them, they acquired a business, then they had to shut it down. But at the same time, the business was opening because lockdown was coming off, and they had no one to manage it.
Okay.
Or they were going to do it together, but it's just like it was mayhem, right? Like just because they're personal trainers at West Ave location. So Damian and I met, and we more or less started talking about me managing the Ottawa gym and training out of there. So I was like, perfect, quiet, personal, private boutique, gym, right? I love cleaning the facility, and like it's just like things in order, like everything's tip top, everything's got a home, and everything's on the higher end things. We have Woodway treadmills, we have Jacob's ladders, we have rope pull machines, we have some pretty unique stuff there. And
it's a beautiful gym. I saw some videos and pictures of it, and it's funny, I was just talking to Damian not too long ago about actually signing up and using the facility, because I live probably 5-10 minutes away. I'm just waiting right now to get my second vaccination before I can sign up. So what a fantastic facility to do what you want to do.
Thank you. So anyways, so I've been managing that for a year now, at the same time building the stack side of it continuously, so that didn't stop. So what has happened now is that was a transition. So now I have employment, now I have a career path, but I don't need to look for clients anymore. But I have all these people in my run community on and off lockdowns. So I just decided to keep going with it and build it into more of a community, sort of a community organization to give that space for running. Because running is the most simplest sport. But it can be the most rewarding depending on what you do. So I like to do trail running, which is more of a spiritual connection. You're outside. You don't have to worry about cars, people, traffic. There are challenges like mapping and just being careful and having the right trail gear. So then I turned all those questions into solutions with the pack leads providing those tips, because now fall's coming, so it's going to get more muddy, it's going to get more wet and gross, and it's a safety concern. So now we put it out there first as information, so about trail gear, about shoes, and we also have a stacked locker room, which we provide a space where you can post up your new or lightly used run gear that you don't have, and other people can either grab it for free, or if you have a price on it, whatever, right? You can barter or whatever the case is. But anyways, it's to keep people to continuously running, because we're going to get a drop in numbers because of the weather, but we don't want that to be a roadblock. What do you need? Do you need trail shoes? Do you need spikes? Do you need gloves? Do you need a jacket? What's going on? What will help you continue to run? So, and because we're inclusive, and you've seen the diversity in our groups, of all ages, we have our BIPOC presence is 30 to 40%, which is pretty cool, right? Especially for trail running, which is pretty dope. Yeah. And so so what that brought me to do was I even went out and through the lockdowns, reached out and got a grant to put out a elite level athletic development program for BIPOC high school youths, which has started now, but through the lockdowns. So that's what Stack is also doing. That's what I'm doing also. So that's why you don't see me too much out on the trails as much as well, because there's lots of back end work which I gotta make some time to do. And so it's what that's gonna do. It's gonna supply high school youth, BIPOC high school youth, opportunity to receive 3 months training per year before their sport. So it's soccer, basketball, football. So they'll get 3 months of training, of elite level training, and that's only available to the downtown community where the marginalized BIPOC youth are. So the goal is for them to, so let's say hypothetically you start in grade 9, and then you're a basketball player or a football player or a soccer player, and you do this grade 9, 10, 11, 12. The goal is for you to get the training to get you onto rep teams, to get you noticed by scholarships, get you noticed by McMaster University, to get you, the goal is to get these individuals post-secondary opportunities through sports, to get them basically, hopefully, education for free, right?
So how do you qualify for that now? Do you need to be on the team already, or
no?
Is there an application process?
Yeah, so it's through Kiwanis as well. That's the partnering company, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So they're handling all the registration. So it's based on, basically if you're already on a school sport, that's perfect. And again, with all the sports seasons starting differently and through COVID, it's sort of, we got to manage it. Basically 10 youths trained per block. So I'm going to take on 10 now, and then 3 months take on another 10, and then 3 months take on another 10 for every sport block. And then so basically if you're a basketball player, and you see yourself hey, I'd love to get a scholarship, or I'd love to go to MAC, or Mohawk, or and do this program, and if I can get through the program by playing basketball, and see how that even goes. Obviously, fingers crossed, the goal is pro, not NBA or anything like that. But But like, there's Euro Pro, there's, all over the world, right? Anyways, open up opportunities, give them opportunities versus the good players that are already out there whose families can afford that special elite training, or who can afford to pay to be on that rep team, which is expensive.
Yeah,
like, so we have tons of athletes down here in this community, and that's where I live as well, and I've grown up here, lived it and seen it, and want it to change because it hasn't changed. It's only gotten worse and worse and worse, where we have so much potential. I see these kids playing basketball, and like, these kids they're having fun, and they would ring it on like a organized ball court if they were properly trained. Like, you just got to hone some skills and natural abilities, and then that's just what I'm visually seeing at one time of the day. Imagine like if this was available and it was known. Like, this is the pilot project, right? For it to be turned into a bigger thing, where there's going to be an education piece to it. So you can't get into, if your sports is great to get you into school, you need your education piece as well, right? So if you're a junior or senior and you want to get into, let's say, MAC, and you want to take this program in, okay, so now we're going to call upon the Access program, that's through MAC, I believe, as well, to help this certain individual. Like, they want to get into this program, here's where they're at, what do they need to do? So they would help them, and they would help them with the coaching, the mentoring, the tutoring as well. So that's going to be tied into the program as well. So it's not just sports and then hope for the best. No, there's going to be some educational assistance as well through existing programs. We're just going to combine forces because also there's a low demographic for BIPOC university enrollments as well, right? And where are these BIPOC youths? They are in the marginalized areas, and how are they able to get to a university level thought to even getting in there when they're not even proposed that opportunity as part of their future options, right? So so my goal is to create this as a visual, as a verbal opportunity to, like, hey, this is what it can happen. You just got to apply yourself. And
absolutely.
So that's what this program's going to do. So that's sort of the growth aspect on the other side of Stack as well. And it's not just trail running, but we do work with the community, and not just doing fundraisers, but we are working with, Kiwanis Boys and Girls Club, and hopefully this pilot transfers into, larger opportunities, and it can also be applied to other Kiwanis as well, to create this opportunity in other cities, where it's not just Hamilton that has this challenge, it's every city. That's every city, right?
Yeah, and it's so big. Sorry to interrupt you there, Vince. Like, it's so big. Like, yes, there's the athletic aspect of it, getting scholarships and training the youth, but just the mentorship, I think a lot of kids are missing out on, because they could go to the ballpark, they're with their friends, but each of their friends has their own demons that they're dealing with in different paths. And like you said, Hamilton is getting worse, which is horrible, because it seems like Hamilton is growing and it's looking all fancy and all. They're putting so much effort into building these big buildings and whatnot. Like, that's cool, but like, you're forgetting about what makes Hamilton and the people. Exactly. And it's just it is very unfortunate that there are not more mentors out there looking at how can we support the youth and stuff like that. And just to relate on what you are talking about with the grants and stuff, I actually am trying to establish my own organization too for kids that want to get into triathlon. So that's something that I am extremely passionate about. And Vince, dude, like, you are hands down, like, it gives me shivers. Like, I want to hang out with you and be in your brain and see what it takes to establish something that what you're trying to build, because I have a vision to create this organization called All Kids Can Try. And basically, the idea of it is to get gear, because gear for triathlon is expensive. You know what I mean? Just to get a bike, some shoes, and a little bit of swim experience or lessons or location where they could actually see what it's like to swim for a triathlon. I want to be able to establish that some sort of way, and make it where kids could have grants if they see that they have a path down running, or a path down swimming, right? And it's just like getting the ball rolling, and seeing how you could surround kids around people that want to see nothing but a positive outcome for them, and show them that there are opportunities out there that the parents can also invest into, that isn't going to put a dent in their pocket, or they're going to have to stress about anything, because they'll know when they put their kids into these programs or opportunities where you see they could grow, they could sleep a little bit better at night, knowing that they are around healthy people and mentors that just want to give them the world, right? Yeah. And it's people like you that that we need more of. Thanks, to put in that effort and establish these connections and relationships and communities that is just going to bring such a huge impact to the city. So, man, honestly, thank you for everything that you've done so far, Vince, because, man, my mind is blown. I'm like I said, I'm getting goosebumps talking to you. I love it. I'm so excited to see what comes out of Stack and the youth group that you're trying to build. Like it is amazing. Not that I don't want to keep talking about that specifically, but I'm just curious. How did you come up with Steeltown Athletic Club? Where did the name come from?
I didn't want. Because it's hard to be sport specific, but in every sport, everyone's an athlete, right? Mm-hmm. So what people don't often talk about or realize sometimes, because it's not talked about or trained in this type of format, is athletic training is strength and endurance, and that can be applied to any sport, any ability. Any aspect of your life, because that it's overall total head to toe full body workout. It's breathing practice. It's you can run a 5K, you can run a 21K, no problem, right? But you can also do a power clean. You can lift things. You can jump, right? So I wanted to keep it as general as possible in athleticism, and running. I wanted to start off with which is what I did, and which is what's still going, is the run club. And because running is involved in every sport, more or less, let's say 90% of sports.
I agree. Yep.
So why wouldn't you want to be a better runner to help increase your athleticism? You can only get as strong as you can. You can max out on certain abilities, right? And then you're at your peak or at your par as the farthest you can get. But why not? No one thinks about tweaking their running ability, right? And then what the payoff could be. You can be playing in the fourth quarter with first quarter energy. Have you ever thought about that? But that's the thing. I tried to do something different, right? And Steeltown is just because I've always been in this area, the downtown and like the north end, and and ride around my lowrider pickup in my high school years with my buddies.
What high school did you go to, Vince?
Scott Park.
Oh, you went to Scott Park. Whoa, my mom went to Scott Park. It is no longer Scott Park. I lived right on Leinster Street as well, literally right in front of Scott Park. Yeah. I had to really think oh my god, that's not there anymore. Wow.
No, they knocked that down. So it's Kathy Weaver now, and it's Bernie Morelli and Bernie Custis School. So Bernie Morelli Rec Center. And it's not Ivory Wind Stadium, it's Tim Hortons Field now.
Tim Hortons, everything is changing in that area. It's crazy.
Yeah. So if your mom went there, you might know the area, what that it was, and what we had to grow up in, and I just see I don't see any change in the area, like in aspects of it's still Steeltown to me. It's still that's where I live, and that's what's happening in this area, and that's the neighborhood folks that live in the North End who are living happy, right? And so yeah, that's where Steel Town comes from, and then the athletic club part is just generalizes athleticism, not not sports specific, but let's help you become a better athlete, and then you can apply it to whatever sport, maybe even more sports now than you thought before.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And, just to relate that, same thing why I came up with the shift work athlete. Because, if you're a shift worker, you work out, it's the same thing. You're an athlete. It doesn't matter what your level of fitness is. Like, everybody is an athlete. You're always trained to be a better version of yourself, right? If you're just working out and you're calling it, I'm just doing a workout, then that's a chore to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't bring much benefit. But when you look at it as I'm an athlete, it means that you're always trying to sharpen your skills in all aspects of life, right? And I really love the name. I do get tongue tied sometimes, but I love that you can short form it with stack, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you look for in people that want to become involved in stack?
To even just come out for a run. There's a couple of intro nights. You got to sign up, so we recommend people to join even the Facebook group to even just read the chatter, read the post, just to sort of get a visual of what to get from the people in the community, right? And then once you're part of that network, then you'll get those invites every time an event's posted. So there's options. The Mondays and Tuesdays are 5Ks. Wednesdays is like 8 to 10. Thursdays is Hill Night, which is a very popular, fun workout.
One of my fave.
Yeah. And Fridays is again like a 8 to 10. And then Sundays is the popular trail run Sunday mornings. Which is 10K with the usual option of like 10 to 11 would make it 21K.
Beauty.
Yeah, so you got to follow the group, and then you'll see all those options because they obviously update every week, right? So basically, one's done, one's added, hopefully, or every Sunday or Monday I update it all with the group because everyone's leading, so sometimes times might change, locations might change. Yeah, and then and just follow us on social media because I post up everything, and I think with the pictures it shows that there's always people laughing. It's always a fun time, but at the same time, I make athleticism and trail running enjoyable. Where now we have people running the Happy Trails races for the first time this year, and they're having a blast, like doing sticks and stones, having a blast. There's the beef coming up. They're all like they're just having a great time. It's a small little run community that been put together over time and lived through the lockdowns, and yeah, it's pretty cool to see, and excited to see where it goes. Like I want to, like we were saying, try training. We actually did try doing that over the lockdowns online with a tri coach doing core, and then hopefully pools would have opened up, but they're still so sketchy right now. But I want to bring gravel riding with Martin because Martin's a gravel rider, right?
Okay.
If you want to link up, we can. We started over online, but yeah, we have swimmers, we have people that are into biking or who want to get into biking, right? Like as myself, like I have my old Da Vinci there that I'm trying to do the best with, right? But at the same time, that's not cheap for everyone. So
that's right.
So that's maybe something that I might have to figure out again, like I did with the Youth Athletic Development Program. Maybe we need to get some support from either companies like Merrill. They actually sponsor our run club now. Because
that's beautiful. How did you build that out?
Just our goals align. Like, so what the club's doing and what Merrill is putting out there is pretty cool. It's not just about selling trail running and hiking gear. It's about getting everyone out on the trails, no matter who you are. Because if you're catering to just runners only, that's a closed amount of people.
Right.
There's tons of people that don't have that opportunity or don't see it as an opportunity for them to be out there. So it's similar to what we're doing with trail running. It's nerve-wracking for some people. It's challenging. They're afraid of pace. They're afraid of holding people back. but now they're coming out consistently. So so yeah, Merrill, every other month is going to supply us with some gear for people who, since the time of last of they joined, like let's say a couple of months, like they've been coming out, a couple times a week, because the thing is we want to keep people going, right? So
right.
if they don't have trail shoes, they need trail shoes.
Right.
So when you get to know a little bit about people as well, right? Like when just run chatter and so anyways, yeah, we're trying to set some people up with some gear and make sure that they keep going. And Merrill's part of that program as well, right? Is helping out everyone, not just a selected certain part of the demographic. We want to create athletes and make them our own, the stack runners, and be part of the stack pack, right? And it's crazy. Like even at like the Summit 700, we had 3 top 30 finishers, and we had like 15 people go up, and it was just like a quick like Facebook group message, like, hey, who wants to do this? And like we just sort of gathered, and like
beautiful.
Wait till 2022. Like we're gonna be on podiums. Like we're gonna have.
Hey man, I'll be there to support. Don't you worry.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, and that's the lovely thing to see too is the community like Happy Trails Racing having all these trail races, right? And offering that to give our runners an opportunity to show that adrenaline side if they want, right? To see how good they've been going, or give an opportunity to train for a couple of months, like
right.
And we will obviously, like, the thing, if there's a race coming up, we will alter our run options to add more to help you train for it, like, and that's just all through community. Like, we don't charge anyone anything for this. It's just our time and just wanting people to come out. So the goal is to work with companies like Merrill, create local relationships to help people continue running, be ready, be safe. We're going to continue to put out free information. Like we even have a Stack Wellness Collective where there's a naturopathic doctor, holistic nutritionist, that we last through the lockdowns provided free information, like general information, which I should start re-putting out since the fall winter's coming out. Just for people to think during the lockdown, since can't be running with each other, we provide at least some mental health, some nutrition information, some breathing exercises, some acupuncture information, right? Just some self-care, some self-well-being, because a lot of people's mental health, physical health took a dive, right? So at least if
absolutely.
we can't run, so I figured if we can't run together, at least here's some support. And I'm not saying it's not titled like this is for you for your mental health, this, that. It's just here's information from a professional doctor that's part of the run community, who's a great human being, and here's some information that will help you out. Join the live, use the recorded information. I did a couple of free like workouts, mobility stuff, right? And I know people used it. Some people said that they have, but I know a lot of people, like, they were going through some stuff and they needed it, right? It's just to stay connected in a way and do something. And yeah, I think that's what fueled the return of like the first day back of like 30 runners, was like people were like waiting to see everyone again, right?
Absolutely, because it's just not about running, right? Like it's like that's why community is so important. It seems like that's another reason why community is very important for you, is that everybody has each other's back, right? And regardless if it's free or not, it's healthy information that's going to support them, whether they tell people that they've used it or not. It's just like it's beneficial. They're seeing that other people are also going through it, and that they are being listened to, or they can relate with that person. And that's the nice thing about when everybody gets together and you have your little groups, and if you meet somebody new, that's exciting. And like I think majority of your runners, or at least 50% of them, I think this is their first year getting into running, which is mind-blowing, just because of the pandemic, right? And the fact that they have relatability with other people that are like, this is my first year starting running. It's such a beautiful thing. It's crazy, the effect.
And then we have them running 10Ks like for fun on a Sunday. Like,
Yeah, they probably never would have done that by themselves.
Yeah, and people don't realize that. Like, that is things that people, it blows their mind that they would never think to do themselves. And
Right.
we're having fun. And that's what I
Yep.
want people to realize after they accomplish these things. Like what you're doing for fun is, it blows people's minds.
Yeah.
So you consider yourself an athlete, like, and you're having fun, like, and that's the goal, is to create that, and then you can apply that to sports if you want as well, right? Because you have that. Trail running is a workout. It's, you even apply your, after doing some trail running for a few months, apply it to road running. You're on fire,
Yeah.
like it's because it's a workout of all the planes of motion, right? Of range of motion, right? Not just linear like road running, but yeah, there's lots of perks, lots of benefits. There's lots of support in this network, and yeah, I think over the next couple of months, I'm gonna have to build a team out a little bit more stronger on the back end, so it's not just myself, but it also will give me more time to build out for 2022. My goal, because of lockdowns, nothing happened with it, but is to also have a stack race series, a 4-part race series.
That was gonna be my next question. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's been mentioned prior to lockdowns and other interviews and documents or documentary talks like this, but never happened. But anyways, yeah, it's still in the books. Still, it's going to happen. We're going to do, obviously, inclusive to everyone, but also we're going to have some challenging. It's going to be a hybrid road and trail, not just one or the other, with elevation. Cool. It's already been mapped out. I test ran it, half of it already. It's a good challenge, but that's the thing. I'm not going to have another race out there that's a 5, 10, 21 local thing. You get a medal and that's it. No, it's going to be different. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be fresh, but again, that takes some time. So yeah, with some help on the back end to free up that time, I can make something like that possible for 2022, and also other things like the training, right? Like that's a project I'd love to hear more about as well. So
cool.
Maybe
Well,
we can do
Vince, I like I said, I love what you're doing, and I knew that getting you on the podcast today was gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, man, you're giving me goosebumps. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I would love to collaborate with you if that's ever on the table, and we could definitely sit down and talk about some of our ideas. It seems like we're both idealists and action takers, so it's nice to connect with people that want to see nothing but positivity, love, and just communities coming together. And yeah, no, like that is super exciting to hear that you even wanted to start having races. So and exactly. The potential's there. You have the people, you have the following, and dude, like that's going to be so easy. But yeah, it's patience too. At the end of the day, it's going to take some time, and obviously you don't want to cut corners. And it's great that you want to change it up a little bit, where it's like a hybrid race where you got some road and trails, because that does take a toll on people, 100%. That is it is a different stimuli on the body, right? So I think having that as part of it is cool, and the fact that you want to get into triathlon stuff is amazing. So we'll come to a conclusion. We'll wrap this up, Vince. Where can people find you?
So myself, Instagram is probably the easiest, and also same thing with the Stack community as well, Instagram, and then also the Facebook run group is probably the best place for all the run information. Instagram handle for myself is coach.vince.k, and the social media handle for Stack is Steel Town Athletic Club. All one word.
All one word.
Yeah, and all the links are in the profile to access the Facebook groups and even like individual run events as well. But yeah, join the group, and then you don't have to worry about all that stuff, and then it's all taken care of for you. So
amazing. Yeah, that was a nice thing. Like, it was funny. I think I messaged the I can't remember if it was a Facebook group or the Instagram. I was like, where is everything? And next thing you know, it's all in your description. Like me, like I should have known that, right? It's great how you guys really built it out. You click the link tree and it gives you, Thursday, Wednesday, you know what I mean? And it's like simple, it's easy. Like once you find how to do it once, it's so convenient. So I love how you have established all the systems and stuff, making it very convenient for people to find that stuff. So Vince, thank you once again so much for taking time out of your day. I'm sure your plate is full. I will be going out tonight with the team, so I don't know if you are going to be there. But other than that, man, you won't be. That's okay. That's okay. So I think I'll be there tonight and potentially tomorrow. So I have an ultra Spartan race coming up myself that I'm doing at the end of this month, so October 24th. So your community has it's going to be a tasteful one. It'll be my third ultra, but this time putting in the OCR stuff, which is relatable to you. I love it. That's where I started as well, is the obstacle course racing. So
good luck with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And your community has been a big help towards my training and stuff. So
we'll have to do some Spartan training incorporated in the runs as well.
I love it. I might be that weirdo tonight though, doing burpees and stuff randomly, so I hope nobody's gonna be laughing too hard, but as long as it's entertaining.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Vince. Well, thank you once again. I appreciate you joining me, and I hope you have yourself a great week.
You too. Thank you for the time.
No problem.
Opportunity. Thanks.
Anytime, brother. Talk to you soon. Bye.
See you.